We have. But we didn't see the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If I need a minute to review the minutes or. From the last meeting,
One thing I see, I'd like to see, instead of Mr. and Mrs., I'd like to see first names in front. Do that.
In front of everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
other than that, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Bill makes a motion. Deanna seconds. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Move on. Tara. Good morning. I'll do housekeeping here. Satisfy the State Board of Accounts, but I think haven't done it yet. I'm distributing the second half of 2024 commentary report for your review. Pretty interesting reading. Should be read. Yep. I'm sorry. You said people come from. My left hand out. I need to talk with. So as I'm sure by now, most of you have heard that the Decatur County Foundation has a $5 million grant from the Lillian Endowment. To give you a little backstory on that, back in March of 2023, well, I want to apologize first of all. You're also the last person to hear this speech. And simply because of the timing of the meeting. You found out we got this foundation got this grant the day before your last meeting. You weren't prepared to present. So unfortunately, you're the last group. Much like the broken record for some of you. Anyway, the backstory is in March of 2023, Mike Ailson, our jail commander, started working on policies and procedures for crisis intervention team, CIT. We're going to be working towards molding that into our budget as we went along. We want to get this program up and rolling. We were following the Johnson County CIT model, if you would. And the handout I passed you out there, on page 5, I think it is, they kind of discuss the CIT program in Johnson County. You can read that later at your leisure. Indiana Sheriff's Association quarterly magazine, and that's what that is last quarter. So anyway, Mike was working on this for our department. In February of last year, 24, I'm sure you probably all saw, Tammy Lincoln Foundation was looking for programs first to apply for a grant for the foundation. So Mike and her got introduced to each other, and it kind of went forward from there. So Mike was the principal architect in the grant from the technical side of what the CIT program was. So the foundation received that grant, and we're moving forward on the CIT team now. And we're able to run more so than walk at this point because this grant really affords us capability. I'm going to bring Mike up and let him talk about the nuts and bolts of the program. If you have any questions, I'll come back and try to answer them.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Everyone.
Good.
And the face of this will be law, but I want to make it pretty clear it's not a law enforcement program. The first responders throughout the county, fire, police, EMS, as well as law enforcement, will be heavily integrated in this and receive the training. But again, it's not even a first responder program. This is a community county program. It takes all of the resources involving mental health within the county. It combines them under one umbrella, giving everyone the resources that they need. Us that we're in commission meeting, spring, John, health department talked about finding housing. One Voice is one of the people that we work with as well, as far as finding housing for our folks when they get to the facility. So that's just, it shows how the community is kind of already starting to wrap around these programs, folks, to get people the resources that they need. That is the bottom line of the team. Obviously, it's to respond to someone in a mental health crisis or stress and get them the immediate help that they need. But it also follows up on the back end, which is a lot of things that people won't necessarily see in the community, is finding those resources, whether it's getting them to a facility where they can get their medication, whether it's getting them into an inpatient facility where they can get the long-term care. The purpose of the team is to create an environment where mental health is at the forefront of the response, thereby reducing costs to the county. We're no longer creating a dumping ground at jail or dumping ground at PR for these folks. We're getting them to the facilities and to the help, the medication that they need. Part of the grant is for transportation, is to get folks where they need to be when they need to be there. That's one of the things that has been missing countywide. So it's an effort to create a situation where not only is the first responding better trained, better prepared, and most importantly, safer when they arrive on scene, but we're also creating a safer environment for that individual. Last thing that we want to do is create more trauma and more stress into the situation where it doesn't need. That is kind of the basis of the program. I'll be happy to entertain any questions or answer any questions that you have. It's pretty simple. I think if you want to look at some numbers, in 2022, there was 128 use of force reports out of the detention facility. Last year, there was 23. We have been using this model in the facility for about a year and a half, and I can tell you it definitely works. And we're super excited to take that to the community at large to prevent them from coming into the detention center and the ER. Just get out on the front end of this.
Do you have a facility you are partnered with that they go to that's besides the?
We've been able to develop several.
PR?
We've been able to, Johnson County is building their own facility. We will have access to the beds and accommodations there. We've been able to place folks up in Indianapolis at Hendricks Behavioral. We've been able to place them at Community South, Community East, and North at their large facility. We've been able to take people to Columbus in recent months. So it's just expanding that out. And the nice thing about it is, if you look at the counties that currently have a CIT program, Johnson County is obviously the gold standard. We can't touch Marion County because that's a completely different animal. But for just strictly CIT, it starts in Johnson, then you have Shelby, Barth, Jackson, Jennings, Rush, and then we're kind of like the piece of the puzzle that completes that circle. So not only are we developing, we have resources within the county, but now we are able to tap into regional resources that expands our capabilities even further. And through those is how we've been able to get into some of these facilities that before now that just hasn't been accessible for us.
Bounce, have any other questions?
So we have that Lilly money, and you kind of touch on what the expense is to run that program, what we're looking at cost-wise.
So we're still crunching numbers as we go. There's three main parts of the grant. The first part deals strictly with CIT, and it's funding and how personnel and vehicles, and equipment, and training, and all of that. The second section deals with actually what I referenced with transportation, as well as some personnel for mental health within the community and county, like clinic or something associated with the hospital. The final section goes into some backfill positions for the team, as well as some money that will be available to the community to apply for if they have a need that is associated with mental health and the team itself. So as far as just strict numbers, I'll be honest, I can't give you that right now because it's fluctuating as we go. But for example, we were able to get 3 vehicles that are turnkey. Those were roughly around 57,000 a piece, but that's set to go on the road, equipment installed, ready to go. Computer equipment, we're looking at about 7,000 to 10,000. Get that up and running. That's computer equipment for not only in vehicle but out of vehicle, as well as creating a computer setup where we can go in and generate reports, track like that. It's piecemealing together as we go. And I'm hoping by this time, 3 months, 4 months down the road, I can give you a really solid set of figures on where exactly we are and moving forward, project what those numbers are.
So our vision here is we're going to start out with 2 field officers, if you will. We haven't really come up with a name for them yet. Anyway, 2 field officers, and a coordinator. And there's 2 field officers, one for the city and one for we have presented with the city board of works and city council because we are concerned about sustainability. We anticipate this money is going to last 6 years, maybe 7 years. We're concerned about sustainability after that. We have presented to the city council requesting, down that road, a 50-50 proposal. So we've talked to Chad Smith and the city attorney, Chris Cleveland. We're going to work on an MOU. So it's all laid out for everybody to see. But we have clarity on all of it.
And I don't know if you guys remember, but we did appropriate a small amount of money. Mike came to us before we were approved for the Lilly grant to kind of get this whole program started. So I can't remember.
25,000.
That's what I was thinking. So we were supportive of that to begin with, but kudos to you guys for getting $5 million for this problem in our community. I really appreciate it.
Yes. I will apologize. There was folks, both Mission and County, that were kind of aware of the road we were going down. Problem was, and I'm sure this will not surprise you, with Lilly, they like to keep everything very compartmentalized. So even after myself and Tammy, some of them were notified, we were still under a gag. Is that sounds from Lilly, and right now, even now, anything that we put out officially has to run through their VR department. So it's big pharma. So, but it's a small hoop to jump through, but I did want to go on that beforehand, just be completely transparent with it, but now change the patients in the college.
With that being said, we're going to start running this afternoon. We're going to post the job openings for 2 field officers and try to get them hired, get them trained, and do them work.
Keep us updated. Sounds like a good program.
Definitely will.
5 or 6 years down the road, we're gonna have to be, because I like to keep it. That's my vision.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I don't want it to go away. I want it to-
Long-term sustainability
Yeah.
part of that. We should pre-plan, because I don't want to wait till 6, 7 years down the road.
No.
Now, 4 options we got. If we're gonna have to do it, then is there any possibility that grant might get renewed at the end of that time period?
We have no idea, really never ever shows their cards. But I have to say, even if we had not received the $5 million during this process, getting to know what they already were working on doing, we were ahead of the game, even if we didn't get the $5 million because of what they had in place. This is just going to help us fast track to get it. And Lilly would not have given us that grant. It was a competitive grant, except that we laid out the sustainability of it and the fact that everybody's working together and who we had around the table. So it was really cool that I had an engineering firm helping me because the turnaround is going to be so quick for this application, and I don't have the right whatever to get that thing put together. And they called and said, do you know Mike Eggleston? And to find out what CIT was already doing and then to bring the rest of the pieces to the table, it was impressive. It's cool. I'm excited for what we're going to be able to do for the community. So, and I have to harass Christy. I was just going to ask if she forgot to pay for the electric bill. You auditor. Yeah, no, I appreciate that you guys are so willing to do what they're doing, and, we're excited.
Any questions, please, before we get moving?
And we will continue, in addition to the Lily, I have no intention of sitting back and relying on that. And you look.
Yeah, I'd like to be way proactive on that, because when it starts, I don't want to have any kind of interruption in service.
Me too.
But we're gonna have to, there's a lot of hubbub going on about the property taxes and stuff now going on with the new administration, so we don't know where our money's gonna be at either, so we really need to keep a close rein on that. So, more information give us the
Yeah,
better.
well, I hope the state steps up
Yeah.
a little bit at this time too. I really do. I think mental health's kind of on the top. At one time, it's at the top of their.
Everything that I'm hearing about downtown is, it is a priority now.
So Lily has already deposited $1 million. The other $4 million is going to be deposited June later this year. So, we're going to be accountable to the foundation board as well as this board, and commission. We're going to be upfront, obviously, about everything.
Anyone else have anything? Thank you. Thank you, Lots. Okay, Brad Spear, part-time.
I'm here for the annual request to move the pay rate for the deputy director up to $18 an hour. There's no additional funding or anything like that. It's just with the paperwork to the state to get half his salary back. We need to make sure we keep that in. If we keep it at 16, it's gonna end up being a full-time employee. Right now, he's paid part-time.
Yeah,
I haven't been considered that. Does anybody else have a problem?
I'll make a motion, we allow.
I'll make a motion. Any seconds? Any seconds? Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thanks, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Mindy, animal control grant proposal. I got them laying here. Do some explaining.
Sure, that, Best Friends one is the $60,000 grant.
Which one?
The Best Friends, it's for $60,000. It came in last year, and so we went back and we're putting in, and then the Greater Good came in at the end of the year. That was the Best Friends, or not the Best Friends, the Friends of the Shelter, nominated us for it and got us $1,000 grant there. And the Best Friends is for 60. And that's where if we got the van. 32. Oh, the top.
This one says
Okay.
Rachel Ray Save All Grant.
That's the last part of it. I don't know if we've appropriated. No. So we're gonna be appropriating everything. Yeah, but that's.
I got one for 1,000 and one for 32.
Right. So the 32 is the final payment from the $60,000 grant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And we got one for 1,000 from.
The Greater Good, which is Hills.
Yeah.
So it can be used pretty much on anything for the shelter, life saving or whatever. And then I kind of wanted to give you our gross save rate for the last 3 years. In 2022, we were at 56.6%. In 23, we moved up to 61.7%. And in 24, we have moved up to 80.8% on our save rate. And then I received an email from Best Friends. Their conference is coming up and it's going to be in California. But they emailed me and said that we have received the Best Friends Animal Society Collective Impact 2024 award for the way that our shelters come along on doing the life saving and getting towards the no kill.
Don't you have to keep that up?
90%. 90%. So you're not euthanizing it for space. The only thing that you can euthanize for is aggression or sickness. And I mean, we've not been this year. Our final numbers. What was I reported? Total euthanasias this year was 44 cats and 29 dogs. That's all that we've done this year, so.
Do you attribute the that percentage to the grants that have helped you have?
Best friend has really helped us a lot.
It's not just the money for them, either. Best Friends has provided a lot of input and best practices that have helped us change.
And
things.
then they set us up with, so we have like a mentor shelter, and that's the Greater Dayton Humane Society. So they work really good and work with us and showing us ways to save. I mean, getting animals in foster, that's the, 100 dogs went in foster last year. And that would have been 100 dogs that we probably would have had to utilize because we're crowded and stuff.
Great, you're doing a great job.
The grants, you've already got the grants, we just need to incorporate them.
Right.
I got one for 32,000 for Rachel Way, Save Them All grants. Need a motion to approve.
Get that motion?
Dan makes a motion to approve.
Second.
Rick seconds. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Oh, Arnie. Where'd you come from?
I thought I heard it.
Hello.
Yeah, we're here. Christie, need that for you. Got another one for $1,000 for
Oh, I'm sorry.
greater good. Christie, need those for you.
That's
Okay. Greater Good Charity Shelter Appreciation Week, $1,000. Another grant. Need a motion to approve.
Let's go do that.
Deanna makes a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Kenny seconds. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I will add that the Greater Good, one of the things that Friends Avenue posted, we had to have people go on and fill out the form. We ended up with over 700 entries saying that Greensburg Decatur County Shelter should receive that. Interesting enough, we had people from Australia, people from New Zealand, people from all over the country were filling those out for Greater Good. So that was something we received back telling us that happened.
Great. There's a lot more. You can get a lot more once you get 90, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Heard right.
It opens a whole nother book of grants. The shelter is doing amazing getting to that point.
Good. Okay, anybody else have anything from Mindy or?
and I did want to introduce, this is Sierra Cross. She's our new animal control officer.
Great, I'm glad that's good. Good.
Put it out there. You can put a face with the name.
Hey, Sean Durbin, Health Department.
Oh, good morning, everybody. It's starting to warm up a little bit. Just back in December, I presented the Health First Indiana budget and was approved. When we appropriated that, and we did discuss it, but I failed to get an actual, I guess you guys to approve moving Whitney from part-time to full-time. It is in that budget to cover the cost on that, but we never actually did it on that. So I guess I'm asking for approval to go ahead and move Whitney from part-time to full-time. A little bit of background there. We lost a part-time person. We had 2 part-time people. Rather than rehire that position, I appropriated money into the HFI to cover the increased costs, both the benefits and the pay that would be there. So it doesn't change my regular county health budget at all. It was all appropriated in Health First.
Okay. Everybody understand that? Any questions about it? Now, and I know Doc Howell texted me the other day, they're talking about taking money out of that now. That grants.
We cover state money, not county money.
Yeah, it's been proposed right now that some of that money may be reduced, and we're prepared for that. And That's the unfortunate part of having any grant funded position is there's no guarantees.
I think even with what might be an anticipated reduction of money, we can maintain where we're at. Yeah. Yeah, we entertain a motion to approve the full-time hire out of the grant. Ashley makes a motion to approve. You hear that, Ernie?
Yeah, I'll second that.
You second it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Ashley made the motion, Ernie seconds. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay,
Thank you.
sure. Did you need to discuss extra money at the health department, Doc? Good. Okay. Michelle? Oh, yeah, you did, as a matter of fact. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Change.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, there was one more thing. Appreciate that. Our petty cash, we had actually reduced the costs on birth certificates and death certificates for the second copy. And that was to do a service to our community because some of those costs could get up pretty high, especially on death certificates where you might need 20 copies and at what we were charging could be very significant. So they're now, the extra copies are only $1. What we didn't anticipate in that is the fact that that requires us to create a lot of change. So when you have a $20 flat rate, suddenly we have to have a lot of ones. So our current petty cash fund is $50. We would like to increase that to $100.
I have no problem with that. Anybody?
I need to be.
I don't need a motion for it.
I'll make that motion.
Bill makes a motion. Ashley seconds. Any more discussion, questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thanks again.
No problem. Now, Michelle.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
I'm
morning.
Michelle Guidance. I'm the director, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here today to provide an update on Catch a Ride. We don't have any sort of request, just want to give you a year-end update. For those of you who may not be aware or know much about Catch a Ride, we have public transportation and we operate in 6 counties, including Decatur, Ripley, Dearborn, Ohio, Switzerland, and Jefferson. We transport anyone for any purpose, and we operate from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Rides are scheduled first come, first served, up to 30 days in advance, depending on our availability. In 2024, our service levels in Decatur County included 7,854 one-way trips for 133 different. Most of our trips were for Decatur Industries clients, employment, medical appointments, and shopping. Our numbers are about 62% of where they were pre-COVID. We've had to focus a lot this year, the past several years actually, on hybrid drivers. It's just been hard since COVID to find individuals who were interested in a part-time driving position with us. We've had some luck recently for seeing an increase in drivers, which will help our overall availability. We've never had to cut Decatur routes, our routes that start here in Decatur County. We always ensure that those routes run. We bring drivers from other counties to Greensburg to do those routes. We regularly attend Decatur County United Fund monthly meetings and the quarterly Grounds for Change nonprofit meeting. We do those meetings to help promote and inform others about our service. We completed the installation of internal and backup cameras this past year. The goals for those cameras are to help reduce accidents, particularly backseat accidents in our buses. They can be quite high in the back, and those cameras are helping the drivers to be able to see a bit better. And it also has allowed us to address customer complaints and accidents.
We also are using the camera video footage to train drivers and to provide incentives for exemplary driving. We have our annual oversight review through our pass-through entity, Historic Hoosier Hills, and there were no findings or concerns. We added a new client credits feature option. It's a new option for payment. Our passengers we transport who typically pay cash fares have always had to have the exact change as they board. And in recognizing that as we move towards a more cashless based society, that we needed an option for those passengers. So people are now able to go to our website and pay via debit or credit card, or they can mail in a check or money order and prepay for their rides. And we've seen quite a few people take advantage of that. We're excited about that new option. We received a marketing grant from Bethany Legacy Foundation in Madison, and we've been working with the marketing team to develop social media posts, emails, and short videos to help us promote our service. And we expect that those items will be available for our use hopefully in the first quarter of this year. In 2024, we received 6 replacement minivans. Here in Decatur County, we typically run the small transit vehicles, but where we can, we needed to reduce from small transits to minivans just due to the significant price increases. In 2024, the small transits were $115,000. In 2025, they're going to be $140,000. And the price just keeps growing and growing. Right back in 2019, pre-COVID, they were about $57,000. So it's been like 175% price increase on the small transit vehicles. So we have to come up with a 20% match for all the vehicles replaced. NDOT has recognized the problem that's leading to, so they've actually reduced the matching costs that are required to 15% and for 2025, but it's still a significant number. We're looking at needing, best estimate at this point is $430,000 through 2030 as we replace vehicles. We're looking to in the future replace 2 minivans, 2 small transits per year. But that's a daunting number when we look at it, because we typically don't come to council for replacement vehicles. We come here for operations. So we have to look outside of our, it's usually community foundations that support our matching funds. But that's just a big number. So we're trying to think of things we could do to help raise funds to meet those matching requirements. In the end, we'll have a fleet of 16 minivans and 16 small transit vehicles. We feel that that will be sustainable for us because we do need the small transits, especially here in Decatur County, as we transport groups of individuals. We also need the small transits for individuals who are in oversized wheelchairs. All our vehicles are wheelchair accessible, but the minivans cannot accommodate those oversized wheelchairs. This year, we are going to be replacing our tablets. That's a project we are currently in love. Right now, we have a tablet per vehicle, and that's what our drivers use to run their routes. And to help us achieve greater online security and compliance, we are moving to 1 tablet per driver. They'll be able to do their online trainings that are required, and it'll just help us be able to lock the tablets down. That way we can limit where sites they might visit or things and keep it strictly work related. Whereas right now, having multiple people on 1 tablet, it's a lot more open. Can't lock it down the way we would like. So we're excited about that new opportunity for us to get each driver their own tablet. I just want to thank County Council for continued support. We really appreciate all that you do and your support of us. Does anybody have any questions?
Remind me what the cashiers are.
Yeah, so, our regular fare is $3 for the first 5 miles and 25 cents for each additional mile. And that's for individuals, say 16 to 59. Our reduced fare is $2 for the first 5 miles and 25 cents. So that's 60 plus, 16 and under, anybody with a car. So our fares are quite economical. Last time we raised fares was a few years ago, so we try not to do that because the people that need our service really do need it. We also have contracts with all like the managed care entities, transportation, doctor's appointments, dialysis. So that helps us raise funds as well. They pay out higher rates. Thank you. Josh.
Anybody else have anything? Thank you.
All right, thank you much. Appreciate it.
Appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
Oh, we got an ad on RMC. Yes.
I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Sam Ruff. I'm the technology manager at Decatur County REMC and now Power Street Fiber also. That's been for our development last Friday. And then Crystal Greenhouse is here with me, she's communication member services manager. We'd like to thank the county to say thanks for the ARPA funds that were given to us and kind of give you an update on that and our next steps for that. We're here today to try to make sure that those funds go even further with the BEAD grant. Your continued support to us and the community will strengthen our grant application by writing a letter of support for Decatur County REMC Power Stream Fiber. In the packet, you'll find an overview of what the letter of support means for the BEAD grant. The letter of support accounts for 5% of the total scoring for the BEAD grant. So there is some significance to that. Only county council members, county commissioners, auditors, mayors, and city council members may submit the letter of support during the grant process for the BEAD. I'd like to let you know what our intent is for applying for BEAD. We'll be applying for all the addresses that are available in Decatur County and surrounding counties that are in our electrical territory and outside of our territory, and some locations in Decatur County. We plan to deploy ADSS fiber to all those locations if we're awarded the BEAD grant, provide locations to submit simple internet services, 100 meg by 100 meg, 500 meg by 500 meg, and 1 gig by 1 gig services. The ADS will allow us to deploy the fiber very quickly as it's self-supporting, and if we can locate it in the power space, reducing costs, if we place the poles and clearance issues as we're deploying that fiber. So it allows us to maximize those grant funds if we're awarded the BEAD grant. The application is due on February 12th, so we would like to have that letter of support added to our application.
Don't have any questions? You asking for letter of support today?
I am asking for a letter of support. We did attach a template of a letter of support for
Well, my thought is we invested 500,000 in ARPA money in our AMC. I really would like to see that go on. Of course, that helped with the, was it the level 1 grant or whatever that was?
So yes, the next level
That's
grant we
good.
applied for, and we actually received.
Now I seen the map on it where it starts like down in the southern part, southeast.
Yeah, you'll notice on that. We'll wait.
Yeah, where that one says.
Yeah,
Okay.
all the other. Forward.
Any
Has
questions?
there-
concerns?
has it
Go
started-
ahead.
Have you started putting any of it in, or is it?
So we are still in the design phase. We're at low level design. We anticipate building here in the next few months. April, May, we'll start hanging fiber in there as long as material is available. That's probably one of the biggest constraints with a lot of grants going out for fiber is material. So we're reluctant to give you a date at this point so we can secure material.
So you're running the fiber on poles that you already have up? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we'll follow the electrical grid that we have today. So if we're underground, we'll go underground with it. But probably over 90% of it will be on the poles in the air.
Then you have a new name too, don't you?
Yes, we released the division of the REMC.
So when you say available, addresses that are available, can you kind of clarify what that is?
Yeah, so the feed process, you have to go through the FCC maps, basically unserved and underserved addresses. For feed, I believe it's 25 by 3 or 25 by 5, I forget. But those addresses that do not have service to those feeds are eligible for the feed process. And that's all those dots in that map. Decatur County has quite a few that are considered unserved. And we used the ARPA funds to actually challenge some of the FCC maps for some of the local providers. And I believe we were successful adding a lot of addresses back on that to get possible feed.
So I know we were fortunate enough, for whatever reason, to have Great Plains put fiber in just this past month. So would that not be an available address because now we're already?
But the maps are always going to be a little bit behind. But yes, if you have fiber service today, they most likely you're not an eligible address for the grant.
Got two of them right out in front of the house. Another one. Yeah. They're prejudiced.
Is the cost of hooking on and the service reasonable things that are out there right now?
Yeah, we'll be in good competitive markets. I mean, so yes, it'll be very comparable. We haven't released pricing yet, but it's going to be very competitive because there'll be other providers or other options in the area. They may not be the service level of what fiber is, but yes, we'll be very competitive with what you see today from a fiber company.
So is there restrictions on the grant as far as the quality of service? So that's part of it too. You have to be able to deliver. So you're going
Yes, there's checks and balances that we have to submit before it's shown that, even though we said we have. It's got electronic side for delivery. Yes.
I had no problem getting letters support. Nobody-
We do. I know that we should fund it.
That is your decision. I wrote it as one for you guys, but if you guys would like to sign one, I'm happy to.
Do that.
One thing with the letter of support, it does report is we are the only thing the letter of support comes from. So you got to replace this applying for the feed dollars and county.
Which, yeah, we received an email, Comcast,
Yeah.
did they come to your meeting this morning or?
Yeah.
It's me.
I don't know.
As we cross that bridge when we get to this.
I would say this needs to be redone on county letterhead before you put signatures on it. Well, it goes without saying, but what I would do.
Motion, or
I would want a motion, yeah.
make that motion to allow Danny to sign a letter of support. All power stream fiber.
Yeah, Power Stream Fiber. Got a motion from Kenny to sign a letter of support for Power Stream Fiber.
I'll second that.
Bill seconds. Any other questions? Discussion? Ashley, Ernie, you got anything? Anything?
Ernie.
Just like the
All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay. We'll get some, or whatever you, if you want it on a county letterhead, can you take care of that, Chris?
Now I'm on.
There you go. There you are.
Yeah.
Get with her, and most of this can go on there basically, and then I'll sign it.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Additionals, we got one. And that is soil and water is there additional to salaries that they always add on to the other, because they're two employees, for $23,974.66. Can I have a copy of that? Any questions? Nobody's here to answer them. That's the annual thing we get from the state, we do it every year. I entertain a motion to approve. Ashley makes a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Rick seconds. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, while we're signing that, I'd like to introduce our new area plan director, Doug Westerfield. I'd like to say hi to us, and he's been here a week. You have a
Yes.
weekend?
Yeah, I've got a weekend. A lot of challenges, but scraping ice off the computer monitors this morning was not one of my.
Yeah, we put money in the budget. Yeah, talk to them guys.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge. Appreciate the confidence of the council, mayor, the commissioners, and the area plan. Try to meet some of those challenges, but yeah, we've got objectives set out and putting plans in place. Got a whole list of action items to get us to those objectives. Forward to it.
Welcome, Doug.
Thanks.
Some people said great, good things about you. They're picking to see you here.
A lot of people lie too.
I'm not one of them. Okay. Brian, you have anything for us?
It's been slow. A lot of the business projects. And stuff. We'll wait to see how the administrations come in. What changes are great, both on the federal and the state side. But I will say it's on February 26th. We're holding Opportunity Expo. All this is to help get junior and seniors here in Decatur County, but all the schools are participating. It's great. The goal of it is actually to show kids that there are opportunities, vast variety of career in our community, and it's also a great way for these kids to have one-on-one contact in those careers, and also a great way to set up some internships, make them aware of what jobs are available that could be currently available, and have that those conversations happen, help facilitate those. So it's at the end of February there. If anybody's interested, the tables are free. And there's also sponsorship opportunities. We can give out a teacher's grant that goes towards career development and such with that sponsorship money. So, but yeah, if anybody's interested, if you want to do our office, set you up. On the actual economic development side, it's I have to wait to see. I went to Greenville, South Carolina for a site selection convention. Heard a lot from trends, businesses, and from EV data centers to cold storage and and everybody. The biggest conversation is in the meeting and facilitate some of the projects and stuff that are and see, probably have more for you in probably coming months.
Thanks, Brian. Dawn?
Hi, good morning. We do have a couple of trainings and seminars coming up that I think a lot would be interested in. The first one is on February the 11th. That is a Tuesday. That's our typical lunch and learn. We are partnering with the City of Greensburg and Burke Engineering to provide MS4 contractors training. So anyone who is in the business of contracting, building, anybody who needs to know about zoning, those types of stormwater damage, those types of topics are going to be presented at that. That is 12 to 1. It is free. It will be located at City Hall in the multi-purpose room. Registration is going to need to be required because we'll do a lunch for that as well. You can sign up on our website at greensburgchamber.com. And on Friday, February 14th, we have our 2025 legislative update. Senator Lysing, Representative Smeltzer, Zimmerman, and Patterson will all be in attendance. That's at 11:30. It'll be from 11:30 to 1. That is a Friday afternoon. That is a little bit different than the format that we've held in the past, so just be aware of that. They will give a brief 10-minute update, and then after everyone has given their update, it will be open to the public for question and answer. So a great time to be in front of those who are making decisions at the state level for Decatur County and our region. Ag Day Breakfast is Saturday, February 22nd from 7:30 to 9:30. Again, registration required. Tickets are on sale on our website. There's opportunities for sponsorships as well with that. We will have Scott Beck as our keynote speaker. There's going to be a couple of other special local announcements that will be made that morning as well. So you'll definitely want to be in attendance for that. It's just a great gathering of our agricultural community, our agribusinesses here locally and regionally. Anticipating 225 to 250 people at that breakfast. And then finally, we are just now setting some details out for our first HR Power Hour. It will be called Business Emergency Preparedness. Our keynote speakers for that will be Chief Sturmer and EMA Director Brad Spear. They're going to be presenting on the topics of fire, flood, winter storms, tornadoes. So trying to get ahead of, I know we've kind of missed the winter storm weather, but getting ahead of the spring weather that's coming. We're going to talk about travel advisories and what that really means as an employee versus as a business owner. Fire codes, insurance, that will be on February 27th from 11:30 to 1. More information for that event will be coming out this week. So just watch our social media for that.
Thank you. Todd, you got anything for us?
I just wish the snow would melt, go away.
Give it time. Anything from Commissioners, Gabe? Good. Anybody else have anything in the audience for us?
Yeah, can I ask something? I'm sorry. I did think I need approval on this too. On the Whitney situation there, because I had budgeted and she actually started the payroll period for the first of the year, I was wondering if it's okay to make that pay go back retroactive to when she actually started the job.
It's in the budget, it's in your budget. I don't, anybody see any problem with it?
Okay.
Fine, we need a motion, everything on it. Christie?
Yes.
Good. I'll entertain a motion to back pay retro
What is
pay.
that date?
Whatever, it was right at the payroll date that was the first of the year payroll day. So it was the last week of January, of December, I'm sorry.
Last week of December.
Yeah, what was,
Last 2 days of December.
last 2 days, I guess.
Yes, on cable.
Yeah, we're,
It'll still come out of the grant.
yeah, it's all,
I'll make a motion.
We'll make a motion. In seconds. Any other discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, make a motion to adjourn. Actually, seconds. All those in favor?
no, I'm so cute.
Thanks, Arnie.
Thank you. I'll second the adjournment.
Okay, I'll see you.